I confess I messed up, dropping I'm sorry like you're still around.
Yeah, you heard those knuckle cracks.
I'm sorry, boss. I won't do it again.
Oh, man. So originally, we weren't going to do a second episode. We weren't. I didn't think to. I love this game. Also, that last run right before it ended, that was kind of what I needed to keep the
Juices
faith
flowing.
alive.
Yeah, so...
Unlike me. That's bad. That's bad. Oh.
I think Nick has faith to do it. I have faith in Nick to do it. If he doesn't Z-jump. If you just follow those damn directions, you'll get through this. They make it easy for you. Look, they don't have to put arrows. They don't have to give you directions. But you know what? They do. And this still has like a 0.02% clear rate. Why?
I can feel the disappointment in your aura. I'm not even gonna look at you.
I think it's your own disappointment. I'm hyped up. I'm ready to go. Like, give me it.
One
now it's disappointing.
more.
One more.
You know what? No, give me three more.
Three
Give me
more.
Three more.
All right.
Because this is the one. This is the one. This is where it all happens. This is...
Is that what you were going for?
Yep.
Because you played it off real well.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep. For sure.
Yeah. Boop, beep, boop, beep, bop, boop, bop, beep, bop.
It is
There you go.
beatable if you
There you
just follow the directions. Like, watch. Look how easy this is when you just... There's nothing to it. You just gotta do it. And you
You're
throw
dead
that
already.
and you die.
You're dead already.
See?
You didn't jump early enough. I mean, late enough.
Right. And that's my problem. Bam. That...
You jumped too late.
You
hit the bottom of the power
Yeah, I
block
know. I'm
and
aware.
popped it with your hat. And too early, you're dead.
I didn't jump.
So, oh.
I
tiny
made
pow.
the tiny pow. Why am I not jumping? This is like Rocket League 101. Double jump aerials.
Sounds like a you problem, my dude. That's, yeah.
Too early. I did much better on like my first run. Dude, I'd rather play Earthworm Jim than this right now.
Really?
In the sense that like, I feel like I can beat an Earthworm Jim level. And it's just like the music makes me so sad every time I die. Like, it's like Guitar Hero Live. You don't lose, but it sure makes you feel like garbage.
Oh my god. I remember the first time I bought that game, I brought it home, I played it. It was awesome. I love it. But there's no fail. You can't fail. Instead, the crowd throws shit at you, and your bandmates just glare at you, and it's like, I'm sorry! I just picked up the game, I'm sorry. Oh.
I touched it!
See, the arrow tells you which one to throw it at.
Oh, that's a clever bever.
You want your three more?
Yeah.
Alright.
I got sweat dripping from my chin.
Don't call it a sweat chin.
Don't call it a life, because I don't have one. And I'm not just talking about that death either. That
This
2 or
is-
10.
That was two. This is going well, dude.
This is, I couldn't ask for a better run. Like, perfect 10 out of 10! This is my life. This is my life.
You think he's gonna hit the floor?
Eventually.
What if I told you I've heard this so many times that I have it timed out? Pop.
That was amazing.
I feel like I'd break your heart if I told you that I had to press A to stop it.
Oh. Oh my god, it doesn't break my heart,
bombed.
but like, a magician never reveals his secrets.
I know. I feel like he does to those he cares about, though. Like, do you think Penn and Teller's mom knows how they do everything?
No.
I say Penn and Teller's mom like they're brothers. They're not brothers.
You don't know that.
I know some things about Penn and Teller.
Yeah, but do you know that?
Yo!
Too soon.
See, I died there before. That's a big pow! Alright, check this out. Boom, boom, Z. Boom, Z. Boom, up, throw. Throw.
I don't
See,
know what happened there.
I gave up because I thought I didn't throw the pow early enough.
Don't give up.
Never give up. Never surrender.
Do you even know what that's
never
from?
say die.
I mean, not the Goonies thing, but
What?
the never give up, never surrender.
I do not. Fuck.
You like Tim Allen?
Tim Allen.
He plays Woody.
No,
that's Tom Hanks.
Tim Allen had the Home Improvement.
Yeah, and he's Buzz Lightyear.
And he does the. I got distracted with Tim Allen because he does the grunt, the thing.
Yeah.
Did I tell you? I was playing with someone. I remember who I was playing with, and I was like, could you imagine if we went into the INI file or whatever file, the game files for Rocket League, and turned all the boosts into the Tim Allen grunt?
I mean,
You scratch them nuts.
I'm pinch rolling, dude.
The pinch roll. That's a throwback. No one's ever gonna see that.
Well, I mean, now I feel like we should let them in on the secret of
Nope.
the pinch roll. I feel like it's not like a well-known secret, but it was just like that moment of discovery. Like that was the moment that like I knew that like at that point it was just like just about the decade mark when we first started this little adventure we call YouTube content creation. I had asked you if you scratch your nuts or if you pinch roll. And
Well, I think if I remember, I mean, I have the video still.
yeah,
it
was like
was
at
garbage.
the same time.
We're saving you by not uploading it. We'll probably put that little tidbit clip in, or turn that whole series into the 3 jokes that were in it. Fuck, back to that again.
Yeah, dude. I thought we were past this.
I thought so too. I think if I remember correctly, you were like, "Do you scratch your nuts?" And I was more like, "No, it's more like a pinch and roll." And I think that we had that moment where the lightning sparks up above our heads, equidistant.
Mm-hmm. That's also when I realized I've never necessarily asked about your genital habits, and I feel like in like best friends and lovers, it's something that
Later.
we should talk about. You know?
Yeah.
But like, I'm curious, is that something that like everyone does? Like, when you've been friends with someone for so long, do you talk about your genitals? I mean, because I don't think I've necessarily talked about like my setup necessarily.
You're asking me, or you're asking them?
I'm asking a little bit of both. Like, I haven't had conversations about my setup with like really anyone but you. I mean, there was like parties and shit where I'd get really drunk and then talk about how little my penis is.
Right.
Which like isn't necessarily true. I just had a lot of like self-confidence issues. And it's like, I still do, but it's not about that. But, you know, I've become comfortable... Screw that, P. I've become comfortable with a lot of my body. I've become comfortable with a lot of myself. And it's not an easy feat.
I think that moment we had, there's a lot of moments like that between friends. I remember at a small little house party forever ago. Do you remember Franco? I'm not going to drop names here, but Franco.
Oh yeah.
We were talking about, I think, shaking at the urinal. Or I think someone else was asking or something, and he said, "No, I do the toothpaste." Exactly, right? It's like, it's like that moment where you go, oh shit, me too, and I never called it that. Whoa, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Honestly, depending on if I'm sitting or standing, I'm either a shaker or I'm a one-sheet dabber if I'm sitting.
I had to
I'll
throw
be
it again.
honest.
A one-sheet dabber.
I want a bidet. Like, that's how I'll know I've made it, when I own a bidet.
It says Z. See, I haven't gotten this far. I think that's the end of the level.
No!
I think that's the end of the level.
That can't be. Dude, you got this!
I jumped so late.
You still made it, though. That's all that matters.
Remember when I used to do that? When I
Do you
used to
remember when you
Z-jump
still do
into
it?
the sun? No, I was just showing you that I used to do that.
Oh, okay. Just, yeah, as an example.
Don't pull! No!
No, I know.
Alright.
I was going along.
I see, this is why. Oh.
I went along so good, you believed me.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a fate worse than death.
Boom, boom, boom. Want you in my room? Throw that up, throw that. Boop, beep, bop, boop, boop. Oh, it's a Z!
Dude, I was giving you the silence you needed to concentrate.
I don't need silence. I need a swift kick to the groin.
Like,
Don't
for
look at me
real?
like that.
Because I can oblige. Dude, why didn't you even jump? Negative reinforcement, dude. You're bad and you should feel bad. I'm just kidding. Do better.
I don't feel bad about it because there's a common misconception with negative reinforcement.
Uh-huh.
Well, I don't really want to get into it's kind of like how when you study a field, the words take on different meanings than they do to the layman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But negative reinforcement has a completely different meaning than how 35 billion% of the population uses it. When I fuck that up, I should try a P-switch jump there.
Yeah. But that having a completely different meaning, does that Z have a completely different meaning to you? Because that one does.
Yeah, that Z means something different than all the other Z's apparently. That one means get some rest.
So negative reinforcement, what does it really mean?
It's like taking something away to keep the habit forming. Anything that is reinforcement is you want the action, the behavior specifically, is what they call it in behavioral therapy, or behavioral psychology. You want the behavior to keep going on. So if it's reinforced, you want it to keep going. Then there's punishment, which is you want the behavior to stop. And then there's positive and negative. And positive is you're adding something, and negative is I've never spin jumped there. Negative is you're taking it away. So like, there's a lot of...
Did you say you never spin jump there? Isn't that the spot where you...
That is not the spot.
Oh, it was a pre-spin.
Yeah, that was the second jump.
Yeah, dude. You can still get pregnant from pre-spin. Just be careful.
Oh, yeah. It's a kapuka beep.
I don't even have words. I don't even want to try it anymore because, like, you fall into a zone. I know I'm not going to get that far. I want you to do this. You didn't even try the P jump.
I didn't. I panicked. But in that behavioral therapy, introduction to learning, whatever class it might have been. What?
I want to take a class called Introduction to Learning.
Yeah, it was talking about like classical conditioning, operant conditioning, and things of that nature.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was a joke, but it makes so much more sense when you talk about it in like a serious sense.
Later.
Threw it at the wrong one.
Well, I threw it at the wall above it. Not on purpose.
But I thought you were screwing with me. It's just when you throw that P-switch, I don't know why it brings me so much joy. No, but I thought you were screwing with me, calling it Introduction to Learning, but
No.
that's really what it's called, which makes sense, especially in the psychology field, because it's like you think you've been learning, but like here's how you learn,
Yeah. Wait.
and that makes so much more sense. It's like
So-
Zoe 101.
Ooh. You ever heard that song from the bathroom at a party?
Just from my own tears, but yeah.
Do I look good today? So let's go back to this again with negative and positive. One of the situations was getting a speeding ticket. What is that? Well, it's punishment. Undoubtedly, because you don't want people to speed, you want that behavior to stop.
Correct.
So is it positive punishment or negative punishment? Because you're taking their money. Negative. You're also giving them a discipline, a ticket.
Mhm.
And
That looks like a middle finger flipping you off, by the way.
it probably is.
But yeah, giving them a ticket.
Yeah, so like which one is it? And there was like no answer. He basically, the right answer was to say why, you know?
Yeah.
So those two I just said were both right because
So I'll tell you mine with my why, and I'm curious on where you stand on the situation. But my why, for me, from my light grasp of the now technical rules, I feel like it would be positive reinforcement because you just hit it with your hat.
punishment.
Yeah, positive punishment, because you're giving them the ticket. The losing of the money doesn't come until later. The losing of the money is a result of the ticket. So it would be positive in the immediate gratification, but it would be negative in the long run.
Yeah. And both were accepted on the quiz.
You just had to give a why.
Yeah.
Oh, sick life. What was yours?
I don't remember to press Z there. I don't remember which one I picked. That was a couple of years ago, that class. But I am glad I went into the psych field. I spin jumped there. Again, that's the third time I've done that. I'm glad I went into the psych field, even though I'm not glad that I didn't stick with music, scholastic, collegiately. I mean, psych is... I'm about to do a thing real quick with you guys. Oh, dude, the time. My bad. If you guys have hopes and... Oh, wow, they almost fell. That would have been hilarious if they fell. If you guys have hopes, dreams, aspirations, which most of you do, most of you should. Not should, that's a bad word. Most of you do. Oh, rip. Never done that before.
Mm-hmm.
Just stick with them. Don't let your family tell you that you're gonna starve to death if you do art or whatever you want to do. And that same goes for society, because they both kind of beat me down and put me out of it, and I don't know if I'd be any happier or anything. I mean, I really do love psychology, and it is undoubtedly a higher paying job, unless we're talking about superstardom in music, entertainment. It is a higher paying, more secure job for the most part. But I do often wonder, what would be different if I had stayed with music? I stuck with music in my personal life as a hobby. I've had paid gigs. I've been playing music ever since. I never stopped.
Yeah, that's where I've been. I mean, I still, like, I try to keep up with more hand percussion. That's always been where my heart has been. You did it! But that's just a checkpoint! Jesus. It's a checkpoint, though.
Yeah, it is a checkpoint.
All right, we can continue this on the next episode.
Yeah, all right. I cannot hit start over. I can't do it. Sorry, Mike. And microphone. If I hit start over, it's gonna put me at the start of the level.
Mhm.
I'll lose the checkpoint.
Yeah.
Don't want to do that.
No, you do not want to do that.
All right. So this was supposed to be 1 episode. Now it's 3. Later, y'all.